Ecclesiastes opens with one of the most confronting statements in the entire Bible. "Vanity of vanities," says the teacher, "vanity of vanities. All is vanity." From the very beginning, Koheleth refuses to offer comfort. He looks at the world as it actually is, not as we wish it were. Generations come and go. The sun rises and sets. The wind circles endlessly. Rivers flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. Everything moves, everything repeats, and nothing seems to finally arrive anywhere. This is not poetry for its own sake. It is an observation about human life. We work, we strive, we build, we learn, and yet the world carries on as if we were never here. Ecclesiastes begins by asking a question most people try to avoid. What lasting gain is there in all our effort under the sun? The teacher then turns to knowledge and wisdom. Surely understanding the world must give meaning to life. Surely wisdom must solve the problem. But instead, he discovers something unsettling. The more he understands reality, the more painful it becomes. He sees injustice more clearly. He sees suffering more clearly. He sees how limited human effort really is. This leads to the famous line in Ecclesiastes 1 verse 18. "For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief." This verse is often misunderstood. It is not saying that wisdom is bad or that ignorance is better. It is saying that wisdom has a cost. Wisdom removes illusion. Ignorance protects us from pain. Wisdom exposes us to it. As we grow in understanding, we lose the ability to hide from reality. We become aware of suffering, injustice, death, and limitation. And that awareness hurts. But that pain is not meaningless. It is the beginning of responsibility. Wisdom brings sorrow because it awakens us to the brokenness of the world. And once we see that brokenness, we are no longer innocent. We are called to respond. This is where Ecclesiastes becomes deeply psychological. Human beings are not designed merely for comfort. We are designed for meaning, purpose, and moral responsibility. We are designed for redemption and adventure. Wisdom initiates that journey by forcing us to confront reality as it truly is. Ecclesiastes also confronts the limits of human knowledge. No matter how much we learn, we cannot fully grasp the world. We cannot control time. We cannot master outcomes. We cannot secure permanence. The desire to fully understand reality runs up against a hard boundary. This brings us to a deeper philosophical question. If knowledge cannot fully explain the world, how are we meant to live in it? How do we interpret reality faithfully when it does not make sense? This question becomes even sharper when we consider ideas like solipsism, the thought that perhaps only our own mind truly exists. Even here, something remarkable happens. Even if someone doubted the external world entirely, they would still experience good and harm, right and wrong, guilt and responsibility. Morality does not disappear just because certainty disappears. This means that even in the deepest uncertainty, we cannot escape value. We cannot escape the distinction between what is beneficial and what is harmful. The moral structure of reality presses in on us from within. Ecclesiastes recognizes this. It does not offer easy answers. It does not deny confusion. Instead, it asks how to live faithfully inside that confusion. The sorrow of wisdom is not the end of meaning. It is the beginning of humility. It teaches us that we are not the center of reality, that we do not see the whole picture, and that we are not meant to. Faith does not begin with full understanding. Faith begins when understanding reaches its limit. Ecclesiastes 1 is not nihilism. It is intellectual honesty. It strips away false comfort so that a deeper form of meaning can emerge, one rooted not in control, but in trust, not in certainty, but in faithfulness. The teacher is preparing us for the rest of the book. If wisdom alone cannot save us from meaninglessness, then what can? If knowledge exposes suffering rather than resolving it, then how are we meant to live? Ecclesiastes begins by clearing the ground. It removes illusions so that something more solid can be built. And that something is not despair, but reverence. Not control, but humility. Not escape from suffering, but participation in redemption. The question Ecclesiastes leaves us with is not whether life is confusing. It clearly is. The question is how we choose to live once we realize that. And that question is where wisdom truly begins. Thank you for watching. Continue your own studies and subscribe for more.